John Solomon, FBI never told Congress Aussie diplomat whose tip triggered Russia probe is linked to Clinton Foundation by Joshua Kaplan for thegatewaypundit.com. According to a new report, the FBI failed to brief congressional investigators on ties between former Australian Foreign Minister Alexander Downer, the diplomat whose tip prompted the Russia probe with the Clinton Foundation. John Solomon of The Hill reports former Australian Foreign Minister Alexander Downer's role in securing $25 million in aid from his country to help the Clinton Foundation fight AIDS is chronicled in decade-old government memos archived on the Australian Foreign Ministry's website. Downer and former President Clinton jointly signed a memorandum of understanding in February of 2006 that spread out the grant money over 4 years for a project to provide screening and drug treatment for AIDS patients in Asia. You think anybody saw any of that money? I highly doubt it. Anyway, let's move along. Downer, now Australia's ambassador to London, provided the account of a conversation with Trump campaign advisor George Papadopoulos at a London bar in 2016 that became the official reason the FBI opened the Russia counterintelligence probe. But lawmakers say the FBI didn't tell Congress about Downer's prior connection to the Clinton Foundation. Republicans say they are concerned the new information means nearly all of the early evidence the FBI used to justify its election year probe of Trump came from sources supportive of the Clintons. Now there's a surprise, right? Including the controversial Steele dossier. This is such a surprise. They're connected somehow with the Clintons? How could that be? And they didn't. They failed to disclose this to Congress? Wow. I'm shocked. According to reports, the FBI is investigating millions of mishandled taxpayer dollars funneled to the dubious nonprofit from Australian taxpayers. You see, so isn't Obama going there or something? I heard something. Could this all be tied in together? I don't know. I have to think about that and look into it. Zero Hedge reports via LifeZet. The FBI has asked retired Australian policeman turned investigative journalist Michael Smith to provide information he has gathered detailing multiple allegations of the Clinton Foundation receiving tens of millions of mishandled taxpayer funds, according to LifeZet. Again, such a surprise. I have been asked to provide the FBI with further and better particulars about allegations regarding improper donations to the Clinton Foundation funded by Australian taxpayers, Smith told LifeZet. Of note, the Clinton Foundation received some $88 million from Australian taxpayers between 2006 and 2014, reaching its peak in 2012 through 2013, which was coincidentally, we're sure, Australian Prime Minister Julia Gillard's last year in office. Smith names several key figures in his complaints of malfeasance, including Bill and Hillary Clinton and multiple Australian government officials. So this is worldwide. The ripoff goes worldwide, mind you guys, including senior diplomat Alexander Downer, whose conversation with Trump aide George Papadopoulos, how convenient, that Russia had dirt on Hillary Clinton, allegedly launching the Trump-Russia investigation, as opposed to the Fusion GPS dossier, of course. The news comes amid a recent report by Solomon alleging the FBI is launching a new investigation into the Clinton Foundation. Is this the probe Solomon was referring to? I certainly hope so. As the Gateway Pundit previously reports, one witness who spoke on the condition of anonymity has already been interviewed by the FBI. The witness described the interview to the Hills as extremely professional and unquestionably thorough, and focused on questions about whether donors to the Clinton charitable efforts received any favorable treatment from the Obama administration on a policy decision. Nah, I doubt that. That's so unlikely. One report after another from various media outlets have shown strange coincidences involving the Clinton Foundation. The Clinton Foundation would receive huge donations from donor X, only to have donor X magically get favorable decisions by Hillary Clinton's State Department around the same time. The Australian reports on the so-called tip from Downer. Now, how could that possibly be? She is so trustworthy. She is so trustworthy. The New York Times reported overnight that Mr. Downer, the Australian High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, had a heavy night of drinking with Mr. Papadopoulos at the Kensington Wine Rooms in May of 2016, when Mr. Papadopoulos mentioned that Russia was shopping dirt on Mr. Trump's rival Hillary Clinton. Mr. Papadopoulos had been told the information about 3 weeks earlier that Moscow had thousands of emails that could embarrass Mrs. Clinton, stolen in an effort to damage her run for the U.S. presidency. He had learned the information from a Maltese professor, Joseph Mifsud. Remember the guy that went missing? The professor, the Maltese professor? All of a sudden, this guy disappears. I wonder what happened to Miss Fudd, who had many high-level Russian contacts. When he met Mr. Downer, he then opened up about the Mrs. Clinton dossier. That's why he went missing, you see? The New York Times claims the Australian intelligence officials passed on Mr. Downer's information to their American counterparts when leaked Democratic Party emails emerged from some 2 months later. That sparked the FBI investigation about Russia's interference in the election, which has developed into the inquiry led by Special Counsel Robert Mueller. Yeah, but no clue what happened to Mifsud. Yeah, there's no sign of him. Anybody that has dirt on the Clintons all of a sudden suddenly disappears or suddenly decides to kill themselves. I mean, but that's just normal. That's okay. No, that happens. Unbelievable. All of this is tied to the Clintons. This disruption that's going on in this country today is all due to the corruption of Hillary Clinton. That, you know what I'm saying? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.